Lucifer. Lucifer, originally known as one of the most glorious angels in heaven, has a name that means bringer of light. He is described as an extraordinarily beautiful and intelligent being, ranking high in the angelic hierarchy, often identified as one of the seraphim, the closest angels to God. The story of his fall begins when he became arrogant and felt worthy to be equal to God. In Christian texts such as Isaiah chapter 14 verse 12 and Ezekiel chapter 28 verses 12 to 17, Lucifer is said to have rebelled against God, trying to gain control of his throne. Lucifer's rebellion did not happen alone. He led a group of angels known as rebel angels or fallen angels. This resulted in warfare in heaven, where the archangel Michael and his army fought Lucifer and his followers. Eventually, Lucifer and his rebel angels were defeated and expelled from heaven, falling to earth or hell. In Christian tradition, Lucifer's fall is identified as the origin of the existence of the devil or Satan, who became the main enemy of God and mankind. After his fall, Lucifer began his role as a tempter of humans, culminating in the story of Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden, where he, in the form of a serpent, tempted them to eat the forbidden fruit. This fall is considered the beginning of sin, suffering, and evil in the world. Lucifer's story reflects themes of pride, unbridled ambition, and the consequences of challenging divine authority, making him an enduring symbol of rebellion and destruction. Azazel. Azazel is one of the famous fallen angels in Jewish mythology, mainly mentioned in the Bible of Enoch. He was part of a group of angels known as the Watchers, who were tasked with watching over humanity. However, Azazel rebelled with the other angels and descended to earth, teaching humans forbidden and destructive knowledge. One of his main teachings was the making of weapons, especially swords, shields, and armor, which led to violence and warfare among humans. In addition, he also taught jewelry, makeup, and other forms of luxury that caused humans to become proud and greedy. As a result of his actions, Azazel is held responsible for the moral decay of mankind. He not only brought destructive knowledge, but also spread corruption throughout the world. In this tradition, Azazel is depicted as a very dangerous figure who caused great perversion among humans with knowledge they were not meant to possess. As punishment, God ordered the archangel Raphael to bind Azazel in a barren wilderness until the day of judgment. He was punished by being cast into eternal darkness, awaiting the time when he would be definitively judged. The story of Azazel symbolizes a warning about the dangers of knowledge being used for destructive purposes, as well as the consequences of betrayal and violation of divine law. Samel. Samel is one of the most complex fallen angels in Jewish mythology. In some traditions, he is known as the angel of death and is sometimes associated with demons or the devil. Samel did not fall for outright rebellion like Lucifer, but rather for his role as the executor of death, which is considered destructive. He is often depicted as a duality entity, both as an angel tasked with carrying out God's command and bringing death, but also as a figure who brings destruction, sin, and evil. In some Jewish mystical traditions, Samel is the angel who oversees the dark aspects of the universe and is often depicted as having a close relationship with Lilith, an evil female figure who represents temptation and rebellion. Samel also has a reputation for tempting humans to sin, similar to the role of the devil in Christianity. Although Samel is responsible for death, he still obeys God's commands and carries out his duties in a just, albeit cruel, manner. This creates a tension between his role as God's servant and his destructive nature, making him a symbol of moral ambiguity. In the Gnostic tradition, Samel is sometimes referred to as the Demiurge, the creator god of the material world filled with suffering. His story reflects the theme of duality between light and darkness, between the role of divine executor and the temptation to incite moral destruction among humans. Bilo. Belial is one of the well-known fallen angels in various demonological and religious traditions. His name is often translated as worthless or without value, and he represents disobedience, chaos, and rebellion. In ancient texts such as the Book of Jubilees and some other apocryphal writings, Belial is depicted as a figure who brings chaos and evil into the world, often tempting humans to break God's laws. Belial was originally a powerful and honored angel in heaven, but he later fell from grace for rejecting God's authority. He became a symbol of all who disobey divine law and order. After his fall, Belial became the leader of the other fallen angels, leading an army of darkness to spread chaos and evil on earth. In the Old Testament, the term sons of Belial is often used to describe evil people who have no respect for law and morality. Belial also appears in apocryphal texts such as the Book of Enoch, where he is mentioned as one of the main figures in the angels' rebellion against God. In Christian demonology, he is often regarded as one of the dukes of hell, commanding legions of demons and being the protector of evil. Belial symbolizes chaos, rebellion, and lawlessness, representing the temptation for humans to abandon morality and enter the path of evil. His story is a warning of the consequences of violating the divine order and disobeying righteous authority. Grigori, or the Watchers, are a group of fallen angels recounted in the Book of Enoch, an ancient Jewish text. They were tasked with watching over humans, but ended up breaking divine rules due to being enchanted by humans. The Watchers, including their leader Semjaza, fell in love with human women and decided to descend to earth, breaking the barrier between the angelic and human worlds. They married human women, and from this relationship were born the Nephilim, a race of giants who brought violence and chaos to the world. This act of the Watchers was a form of great rebellion, as it not only defied God's decree of the boundary between angels and humans, but also involved the mixing of two worlds that should have been separate. In addition to forbidden relationships, Grigori also taught humans various previously unknown sciences and skills, such as the arts of magic, astrology, weapon making, and body decoration. This knowledge brought moral decline, destruction, and evil to the human world. As punishment, God sent archangels like Michael and Gabriel to bind these Watchers under the earth, awaiting the day of judgment. Their story symbolizes the violation of natural and divine laws, as well as the dangers of the forbidden relationship between humans and angels. The Watchers also illustrate the theme of the power of temptation and the devastation of knowledge used for the wrong purposes. Mephistopheles. Mephistopheles is a well-known demonic figure in European legends, especially associated with the story of Faust. Unlike the other fallen angels, Mephistopheles does not rebel directly against God, but is better known as a loyal follower of Lucifer, who is in charge of tempting humans to do dark deals. The story of Mephistopheles is very popular in literature, especially in Johann Wolfgang von Goethe's Faust, where he offers Faust power, knowledge, and worldly pleasures in exchange for his soul. Mephistopheles is not only a symbol of evil, but also clever, cunning, and manipulative. He does not force people to do evil, but rather tempts them with offers that are hard to refuse. Faust, desperate for knowledge and power, eventually accepts Mephistopheles' offer, which binds Faust to a contract in which he must give up his soul after death. In legends, Mephistopheles is often portrayed as the executor of the Faustian deal, whereby man surrenders his soul for temporary enjoyment in this world. He is not the ruler of hell, but rather a loyal servant of Lucifer, or Satan, who works to destroy human souls through temptation. The story of Mephistopheles is a warning about temptation and deals with the devil, where people willingly give up something so precious as their souls for wealth, power, or worldly knowledge. It is a story of moral downfall through wrong choices and temptation. Astaroth. Astaroth is one of the famous fallen angels in the demonology tradition, and he is often referred to as one of the four dukes of hell. Before his fall, Astaroth was a highly respected archangel in heaven. However, after a rebellion against God, he fell and became one of the most powerful figures in hell, often described as a wise yet dangerous entity with deep knowledge of the past, future, and secrets of the universe. Astaroth is often associated with wisdom, and in some texts he is considered an angel who holds knowledge of the hidden and esoteric sciences, including philosophy, art, and magic. After his fall, this knowledge was used to corrupt humans, enticing them into pride and sin. In demonology, Astaroth is depicted as a ruler who can reveal great secrets to those who ask for them, but at a high price, the corruption of their souls. Astaroth is often portrayed as a clever figure, able to manipulate humans into seeking power and knowledge that can destroy them. He is considered a ruler who not only spreads evil, but also the temptation of misguided intellect. Penu. Penu is a fallen angel known in the Book of Enoch as a destructive teacher of knowledge. He is one of the Watchers, angels who violate God's commandments by spreading forbidden knowledge to humans. Penu primarily teaches the arts of writing and reading, but in a false form. This knowledge is used to promote lies, deception, and trickery among humans, introducing corruption through the misuse of knowledge. Instead of helping humans understand the world properly, Penu's teachings obscured the truth and fueled moral deviance. The scribal knowledge he taught caused humans to record lies and slander, leading humans further away from the values of honesty and integrity. As part of the fallen angels, Penu was partly responsible for the spread of sin on earth, As the knowledge he imparted was used for destructive purposes, the punishment for Penu and the other fallen angels was to be bound beneath the earth, awaiting final judgment for their sins. Penu's story illustrates the dangers of misused knowledge and how knowledge not combined with morality can lead to great destruction. In this tradition, he symbolizes the temptation to use intelligence in manipulative and destructive ways, as well as the tragic consequences of mass deception. Kabal, also known as the star god or star angel, is one of the famous fallen angels in the book of Enoch. Kabal is also one of the watchers who rebelled against God and taught humans the secrets of the stars and astrology, knowledge that humans should not have. This knowledge gave humans great power over the universe, but with the terrible consequence of deviating from the divine will. As the ruler of the stars, Kabal taught humans about the movements of celestial bodies and their effect on human destiny. However, like other fallen angels, the use of this knowledge led to the moral downfall of humans as they began to worship cosmic forces and destiny controlled by the stars instead of God. His role as the revealer of cosmic secrets made Kabal a symbol of mankind's infinite curiosity that ultimately brought destruction. This gift of knowledge creates arrogance and abuse of power that causes great disruption in the natural and social order. As part of the punishment for his betrayal, Kabal, along with the other watchers, were bound beneath the earth by archangels, awaiting the day of judgment. Her story is a warning about the dangers of unchecked knowledge and how the desire to understand the secrets of the universe can lead humans to arrogance and moral ruin. Gadriel is one of the important fallen angels in the book of Enoch. He is known as the angel responsible for the betrayal of mankind, especially for his role in entering the Garden of Eden and causing the fall of man. Gadriel is thought to be the one who tempted Eve to eat the fruit from the tree of knowledge, although in many traditions this figure is often associated with the devil or the serpent in the story of Adam and Eve. Gadriel is also known for teaching humans how to make weapons and armor, bringing violence and warfare into the world. This was one of his primary sins as he spread the tools of destruction which were then used to incite conflict and chaos among humanity. Along with the other watchers, Gadriel transgressed the boundaries between angels and humans, introducing forbidden knowledge that changed the course of human history. As punishment for his rebellion, Gadriel, like the other fallen angels, was confined beneath the earth until the day of judgment. He represents temptation and the fall, both in a spiritual and physical context, as well as the destructive influence of misguided knowledge.